It is day 4 of Parliament watching, Thursday, 21st of September. So the Lok Sabha passed the Women's Reservation Bill yesterday, which was a constitutional amendment. And in a constitutional amendment, you need 2/3 majority. And they did it through slip voting. So everybody had to write slips and give it. The vote count has come in. 454 MPs said yes to the bill and 2 said no. Slip voting, such fancy to Parliament, and we still don't have electronic voting. No, actually, Dhirubhai, we do have electronic voting. It's very funny. You know how voting happens? If you're an MP, there is a button under your table which you have to press with one hand, and then that enables the panel on top, which is the voting panel. So you have to either press yes, abstain, or no, and hold it for a duration of 10 seconds. You know why they do that? Why do they have like another button at the bottom? So that you can't vote for two people. So that one of your hand is engaged and the other one is pressing the vote. So that you can't double vote by side mein jaake yes, don't. ऐसे नहीं कर सकते. You know what? I think I can show you that also. These are the buttons, right? So one is here, which is the, I don't know what it's written, vote something. I think that's the button you have to keep pressing to activate it. And then the yes, no, and abstain buttons are here as well. Yes, no, and abstain. So you have to do it like this. By debates, you mean mug slinging match. Mud slinging match. I was wondering, why would you swing mugs at each other? So, Mahua Moitra gave a speech yesterday on the Women's Reservation Bill. This is one of the standout speeches that I saw. It is my chagrin that I belong to the Lok Sabha, the House of the People, that on aggregate has only 15% of its members as women, far below the global average of 26.5%, also below the Asian average of 21%. You know what, guys? I was thinking about this. BJP is saying that they support the bill. They are the ones who brought it. They put in this random thing in the middle which will make them implement it much later. But you know how they can implement it themselves? Right now, in the upcoming state elections and in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections, they should make sure more than 33% of the tickets go to only women. The tickets that you are distributing for elections, more than 33% should go to women. And not just them. The opposition has been saying, oh, why aren't you implementing it right now? This women's reservation bill will be implemented so much more later. What is this political gimmick you are doing? Counter them. Give tickets to more than 33% women in all the upcoming elections. If you actually support this bill, then do this. It's very simple. Then we don't need delimitation anymore, right? Right? Because the number of women candidates that will then naturally go to legislative bodies will just increase, because you are specifically giving more tickets to women to fight on your party symbol. Yeah. Think about it.
But wait, what does this bill really say? Article 334 of the bill says the reservation shall come into effect only after delimitation has been undertaken. Delimitation will only be undertaken after the relevant figures for the next census have been published. The rotation of seats for women shall take effect after each subsequent exercise of delimitation. She said, according to the data, we will have an increase of 0% in the number of seats for Kerala, 26% for Tamil Nadu, but a whopping 26%, a 79% increase for both Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh.
See, this is what I was telling you yesterday, right? The disproportionate growth due to delimitation. So Kerala will have a 0% increase, but disproportionately Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh will have like 70% increase, as she said. And that is the main worry about delimitation. That is why I think the southern states might actually be very upset when it happens. We'll see though. The clever trick that I think they're trying to pull is that by linking women's reservation to delimitation, if someone is opposing delimitation, they can turn around and say, oh, you are actually opposing women's reservation and therefore you don't want this to happen. It's a clever political move. Not sure if it will work or not, but clever. I genuinely feel like that is one of the big reasons why they attached women's reservations with delimitation, because now there will be one big thing to use as a counter against all the critics of delimitation.
So women's reservation is dependent on two totally indeterminate dates. Can there be a greater jumla? Forget 2024. This may not even be possible in 2029. It is Mamata Banerjee, India's only female chief minister today, who is the mother of this bill, who has given birth to the original idea where she has unconditionally sent 37% of women MPs to this parliament on her ticket. What you have brought here, what this government has brought here today, is not a women's reservation bill. bill. It is a women's reservation rescheduling bill and should be renamed as such. Its agenda is delay. Its agenda is not reservation. The endless dithering over when there will be the next census.
So TMC, I feel like, is one of the only parties that is already doing women's reservation when distributing tickets. I don't know the exact figures, but if she's saying that 37% of all women MPs right now are from the Trinamool Congress, it means that a lot of tickets are being given to women MPs, women MP candidates in general in the state, which is actually a great thing, which is what all parties need to do. Well done, TMC.
ये न्यू आर्टिकल होंगे संविधान में जिसके माध्यम से लोकसभा और देश की सभी विधानसभाओं में 1/3 सीटें नारी शक्ति के लिए आरक्षित की जाएगी। ये बहुत बड़ा कदम है, बहुत बड़ा कदम है।
Okay.
ये रिजर्वेशन सर हॉरिजॉन्टल भी है और वर्टिकल भी है।
Oh yeah, did you see that news item? So ANI had showed this yesterday. Apparently the BJP has made sure a lot of women are now sitting in the gallery just so that they can do something like this, I'm guessing. Which is whenever the minister makes a statement about women, which, you know, everybody's like clapping at, Sansad TV can switch the camera to the gallery, which shows like a whole bunch of women. Dude, this is insane PR stuff, okay? This is marketing. This is marketing in a very real sense. Daksh is asking, is he the Bhabiji Papad guy? Yes, he's our law minister now. The Bhabiji Papad guy is our law minister. What the hell? I won't be surprised if they call influencers and do a parliament tour. Could be beer biceps guy. Oh, they did do that. Can I show you? They actually did do that. Look at this. Look at this shit. Cast of the film. Thank you for coming. Bhumi Pednekar, Shehnaz Gill, Dolly Singh and Shibani Bedi visit the new parliament building.
These temples?
Seriously. Seriously.
Fortunately, I was born in a very liberal home. My father and my mother, there was only one condition my father laid to my mother, that if we have a child, whatever the gender, it can be any gender, a girl or a boy, but we are not going to have more than one child. And I was born, and my father after that did the family planning, not my mother. So I really say this, it was 50 years ago, 5 decades, when nobody talked about Beti Padhao or Beti Bachao. I come from a family, and same is applicable to my friend Kanimoi. Her mother also chose to have only one child as her parents have had. So we come from these families. You also, yeah, Rajaji also has only one child, one daughter. So we are very lucky about, you also have one daughter. This is a great house where we are blessed that with decades we are genuinely liberal. We are not looking for one. There are many families which come from this kind of liberal modern thinking where we are not trapped into genders.
I thought that was a very nice moment worth showing. Guys, do you think dynasty in politics is a problem? So Gokul doesn't like it. Yet, yes, nepotism. You know, the thing is, if you compare politics and business and Bollywood and even the legal profession, there are dynasties everywhere. There are dynasties all across the place. And it's maybe not just in India, right? You know, if it's a business, the first choice is always passing it on within the promoter family or whatever family you have, right? You know, dynasties and continuing. Even MDH is a dynasty. You know, the MDH Masala old guy, he passed away recently. And now the new MDH Masala ads have another old guy who is his son. So even MDH Masala is a dynasty. But is dynasty in politics a bad thing? If you are competent enough, every occupation has it. You know, the thing about politics and dynasty is that there is no place where you can really learn politics. There is no professional course where you can learn politics. There is no professional course where you can learn how to run an election campaign or how to win votes or become a member of parliament. There are public policy courses, sure. You can be a lawyer, you will know the law, but the actual politics is only taught in practice. So all the politicians that you see today will have some sort of background in either student politics or they have been involved at some capacity, at some level with a party at a young age. And that is very important because that is the only place that you can learn politics. So when you come from a dynasty, you can imagine how it is like a university, right? You know, you are born in a university essentially because there are no other universities in existence. So you immediately become a student of politics, whether you like it or not. Just by observing the people around you, just by being with your father or mother or who is already in politics, maybe a veteran, maybe it's a third generation political family, doesn't matter. The thing is that they also gain a lot of experience through these sort of interactions. So in a way, dynasty in politics is inevitable. That is my argument. Is it right or wrong is a different question. I'm saying it's inevitable. It can be compared to business also. If a father or a mother run a business, like let's say a dukan in the market, they will make sure, or they will at least try, that one of their kids will be sitting at the galla at a young age. You know, they give them that experience. They try to get them involved in the business as well, so that they can pass it on to the child when they come of age. Whenever I go to the market, I try to look at how many shops are generational shops. I think 80% of the shops in the place where I live has a father figure and 2 or 3 kids working there. They're very successful because the market is huge, right? And in Delhi, if you own a prime spot for a commercial entity, that's also great. These kids are learning things from their parents because the parents are the only ones who know how to run the shop. They can go to an MBA, they can do marketing courses, they can do sales courses, but after they come back, they have to work in that shop. So what would be better? To be involved in that environment and then learn the way the business works, or go outside, learn new things, come back and do the same thing? It can go either way, right? But my argument again is that these people will get on ground experience at their own home. So dynasty is inevitable. That is my view. Harshit is saying only if they are incompetent. Agreed. But then who judges that competence also, right? I would say that Supriya Sule is actually very capable. I really like her as an MP. She's very participative. She puts in private members' bills. She does a lot of amendments. She speaks well. She's a great competent politician, right? Her dad has had a lot to do with that. He put in that sensibility in her. But then the other argument against nepotism can also be that they are taking the place of someone who might be more deserving. So if a dynast kid is incompetent and not good at their job, they are given multiple chances to fail. If you are not a dynast and you manage to wrangle a ticket from a political party, then if you lose an election, there is a high chance that the party will not give you a ticket next time. But if you are a dynast who also does the same thing, who gets a ticket, who fights and loses, the party is very likely to give them the ticket again, because dynasty, they want to keep it in the family. The dad or mom might be a powerful politician from the same party, so they are allowed to fail multiple times in elections. The other advantage they also have is that they have a ready-made bunch of party workers who are attached to them right at the get-go. But for a person who does not have that, a person who does not have a dynasty or a system, they have to build it from ground up. These are all big advantages in politics. The other thing about nepo kids is that if they acknowledge that, if they acknowledge how lucky they are, if they acknowledge how little they had to do to get to a starting point, I feel like they can choose to be competent also. If they get all these realizations, it would be better, because then they would realize what advantages they have and sort of work towards nullifying them, or at least equalizing it somehow, or maybe giving chances to people who don't have that. I mean, if you have a successful business, you might as well involve your family first. Why would you give it to someone else? Precisely, right? So politics may be same ho sakta hai, right? Why would you give your constituency to someone else? If the constituency trusts you, you would hand it over to the kid because you trust your kid. Sons, daughters, kids of politicians have exposure, environment, incentive and connections. Yeah, Aranya, that's exactly what I said, right? Which is they already have a starting advantage. And that is true for any dynasty kid, right? Any nepo kid in Bollywood, true business, true everything. Starting point is very easy for them. Whether they take it further from there is up to them. That is what competence is all about. Yes, it's inevitable, and any thinking man would see how pointless BJP's anti-nepo stance is. Precisely, right? You know, it's ridiculous. And also BJP is also full of nepo kids. If I'm an MLA, I'd rather spend 10 crores on my wife for another seat than to spend on someone else for another seat who might switch allegiances. Avinash, actually that is another good point in favor of nepotism. Bizarre how we are doing this, but we are. So one more point in favor of nepotism is that politics is a profession that is based on trust. People trust you as a politician, so they vote for you. But at the same time, you also trust your party and party workers a lot to execute execute your work. So you will see that all the PAs, all the people who work in offices are long time people. Even like cooks, drivers, support staff are there for years. Politicians inherently are distrustful people because they feel like someone will steal away their power. So if they had to give up their seats and their power to someone, they would rather give it to their kid because they have worked hard to actually gather that power. They have worked hard to gather that clout, and they just need to hand it over to the next trusted person, and that will be your kid. Makes sense, right? Another reason for nepotism is when I as an MLA was corrupt, the only way there won't be a witch hunt against me after I retire is if my son or daughter are in power. Again, another fair point. You might be a corrupt MLA and you might have dirty secrets to hide, and those dirty secrets will be only handled by your kid. So the kid won't betray the dad and the dad won't betray the kid. So then there is like trust there and they maintain their clout. Same thing. Very good points you make, Avinash Tavares. Avinash is saying, yes, I'm from Goa. That makes perfect sense, Avinash. That makes perfect sense. Now I know why you have thought about this so much. Your environment is full of these people. I love it. See, he's insightful about nepotism because he's surrounded by nepo kids. He sees the advantages. Hai na? Hai na, Avinash? Oh, Avinash, what content you are giving me today, man. What is this? Sorry, but that is hilarious. I'm from Goa. So yesterday we saw Nishikant Dube's speech. Supriya Sule is giving counters to Nishikant Dube.
To BJP, I felt, these were my emotions, that BJP was taking anticipatory bail by making him lead from the front this time in the debate. The reason of the anticipatory bail was he was asking us all the questions which we have raised or which have come in newspapers or what people have said yesterday. He yesterday said, he said that, oh, ये तो ST, SC, OBC का अभी मांग करेंगे. क्यों नहीं मांग करेंगे? सरकार से हम लोग opposition मांग नहीं करेगी तो कौन करेगा? And why not? This is a great golden opportunity on 303. दे दीजिए. Nothing wrong. So why is it that we are only asking for something? बड़ा दिल करके आप ST, SC, OBC, let's make a constitutional amendment. It's a special session. Let's send a message to this nation that we are committed to ST, SC and OBC. What is wrong with that? And if they have a different view, BJP must clarify that stand.
This is a fair point, right? So everybody seems to be agreeing with SC, ST, OBC, OBCs also being a part of it, and minorities. But at the same time, the bill doesn't have it. So if all parties agree with it, why aren't they putting it in? Alright, let's come to Rahul Gandhi's speech now. Rahul Gandhi, what did he say yesterday in the women's reservation debate? He mentioned Adani. Of course he did. There are nice peacock feathers on the ground. There are nice peacock feathers in the chairs. The full building is a nice place. But frankly, I would have liked to see the President of India in the process. A little on the nose, but sure. One of the things that the government likes to distract us from is, of course, Mr. Adani. And then there is another thing that the government likes to distract everybody from, and that thing is the caste census. The caste census. That is what I wanted to show you.
The central... Don't worry. Don't be scared. We are discussing. डरो मत. हम caste census की बात कर रहे हैं. डरो मत.
So, Rahul Gandhi raised the caste census and he did this whole daromat thing. So, this is the part of the speech where the whole daromat happened, right? It is there. I looked at the eye to understand that it is the participation of the OBC community in these institutions. मतलब हमारे जो institutions है, उसमें OBC की भागीदार कितनी है? And then Vyavdhan, do not worry, do not be scared. We are discussing daromat. हम caste census की बात कर रहे हैं. आप डरो मत. Now, there was a point. The speaker said, don't say that. मैं माननीय सदस्यों को आग्रह करूंगा कि एक तो यह महिला आरक्षण बिल है, दूसरा सभी माननीय सदस्य समान है. डरो मत से शब्द पार्लियामेंट में नहीं बोलने चाहिए. So he did tokify him a little bit for that. Don't do this डरो मत thing. What is this taunting business? Okay, go on.
I checked. Simple thing I did. I said, look, what is the most important set of people in the government of India? The people who define how this country is governed. Of course, Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha, but beyond that, they are the 90 secretaries of the government of India. 90 people, secretaries, are responsible for managing the core of the government of India. And I asked myself the question, how many of the 90 people come from the OBC community? And I was shocked and shattered by the answer. नरेंद्र मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री हैं, ओबीसी के लिए काम करते हैं. मैंने ये सवाल पूछा. मैं आपको जवाब देना चाहता हूं. हिंदुस्तान के सेक्रेटरीज 90 में से सिर्फ 3 ओबीसी से हैं। और सुनिए, और सुनिए, और सुनिए, नहीं घबराइए मत, डरो मत,
डरो मत।
और सुनिए, ये जो सेक्रेटरीज हैं जो ओबीसी कम्युनिटी से हैं, ये हिंदुस्तान के सिर्फ 5% बजट को कंट्रोल करते हैं। मतलब अगर हिंदुस्तान का बजट 44 लाख करोड़ का है तो ये 2.47 lakh करोड़ मतलब 5% कंट्रोल करते हैं।
That is what I really liked about this part. So of course he did the whole research of, you know, how many people are there. So 90 secretaries run the government. Out of them only 3 are OBCs. But he goes further to divide up the budget of the country and see how much budget these 3 secretaries are responsible for. I really like how he's making that argument, because on one hand, sure, the number is small, but when you actually look at the overall budget that they are handling, it really hits you. OBCs are handling only this much budget.
मतलब ये जो है ये OBC की बात है, OBC की बात है।
Okay, I want you to see this part slowly.
ये जो महिला का बिल है, इसको आप पास कीजिए, आज पास कीजिए, ये जो आपके लागू कीजिए, और ये जो डिलिमिटेशन है जो आपने बोला है, और ये जो सेंसस है, इसकी कोई जरूरत नहीं है। 33% आप महिलाओं को सीधा दे दीजिए।
I turned it into normal speed, guys, because I wanted you to see one particular part of this.
और दूसरी बात, इसको बदलिए, इसको आप बदलिए।
कैमरा नहीं है सर, कैमरा नहीं है, आपको ही दिखाएंगे सर, पूरा भाषण में आपको ही दिखाएंगे।
ये आप बदलिए। ये
Did you see what happened? Let me show you again. So he's speaking
बात,
and he's picking
इसको
something up.
बदलिए,
The camera changes
इसको आप बदलिए।
to the speaker. And then Gaurav Gogoi, who is sitting beside him, is saying, "Camera nahi hai sir, camera nahi hai sir, camera dikhao. What is happening?" I'm glad that they're doing this now, because at least the attention is going towards Sansad TV and its camera antics. If you don't call it out, they don't fix it.
जल्दी से जल्दी,
It happened again.
ओबीसी समाज के हैं, 5% बजट को कंट्रोल करते हैं।
See?
तो जल्दी से जल्दी
When he said 5% budget करते हैं, again they showed him, and then Gaurav Gogoi was like, फिर से आपको दिखा रहे हैं।
जल्दी से जल्दी जो हमने कास्ट सेंसस किया था उसका डेटा आप रिलीज कीजिए, और अगर आप नहीं करेंगे तो हम कर डालेंगे। थैंक यू।
But I'm really happy they are calling out this whole camera thing now. It has been a while since Sansad TV has been trying to hide the opposition members and their cameras and doing this sort of antics, which really needs to be called out. And I wanted to include this particular section because there is a deeper reason to this. Remember when Rahul Gandhi was giving a speech, I think last year, where he pulled up that photo of Adani and then the camera went away, but then they were not also expecting that would happen. So since then, they're really scared to show him, because whenever he tries to like show a document, they're like, oh, show the speaker. So it's like a panic reflex reaction now almost for Sansad TV, where they see like Rahul Gandhi pulling something up and the camera just shifts because, oh my god, he's brought the Adani photo again or something. Because what happens is, in a very strange way, because this is a very visual medium, they cut out reels from this, they cut out very nice dramatic clips from this. They are using Parliament as a stage, and when you are not showing the stage properly through the camera, you mess up their plans completely. So one of the reasons why they do this camera thing, again, my theory is that they will not get one continuous clip to cut and edit. So when they show like a Narendra Modi or an Amit Shah, they will not show the speaker. They will keep as many continuous shots as possible. But when they show opposition leaders and when they specifically see them saying something which is uncomfortable for the government or something which, you know, the speaker will be annoyed by, etc. You get the point, right? Like you just saw right now, he was raising the OBC point and then suddenly they shifted the camera and he was just trying to say, you need to fix this, and point towards his research about how there are only 3 OBC officers out of 90. Right, who control 5% of the budget. But even then, they moved away. Because that would have become a great clip, right? Think about it. That would have become a great clip to just 90-second ka clip hai. But now they can't do it because they showed the speaker. Yeah? Smart. Smart. Rahul Gandhi and his show and tell presentations. Pradhan, yes, the government seems to be very afraid of that. This can change your life, okay? And this is for members only. What happens is that they show you all the questions that MPs have asked in the last session. So this is the 17th Lok Sabha. You can go back to the... Wait, have they digitized the first Lok Sabha also now? Oh god damn, amazing. Holy shit. Okay, this is new. Oh, this I've been wanting for a while. Wait. Ooh. Bomb explosion in Delhi. This question was asked by Jawaharlal Nehru on 21st March 1957. Oh my god! I used to go to the library for this. Okay, I'm gonna cry, guys. Oh my god! The possibilities that just opened up in my mind is just... Sorry guys, I got very emotional right now. I'm literally crying. Sorry. Will the Minister of Home Affairs be pleased to state, and it is... Oh, it's PDF and you can select text. It's not just a photocopy PDF thing. Oh, okay. Shit. Oof. What you just saw was me getting emotional because we found something on stream and it was very exciting. If you want to access these live streams, please do consider becoming a member. In the description, I have put in a link to join. Basic support and above will get access to these members only live streams. We have a bunch of people now dropping by all the time and we do it for about 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours, and when we explore Parliament, we explore the amazing treasure trove of information that is our government. And if you want it to be fun and if you want to have fun with us, then please do consider coming for these live streams. These live streams are also where we shoot these episodes that you have been seeing for a week, the Parliament Watch episodes. So if you want to be a part of this elite circle of nerds, you better become a member. Thank you so much for your support and keep watching. Okay, that is set. Hello again. So as I edit dispatch 4 for your viewing purposes, something has happened in Parliament again. The session just abruptly ended before the decided date. They have passed the women's reservation bill in both houses. So I thought it would be a good time to give you a recap of what happened in this special session. So the government of the day has found a great way to inaugurate the new Parliament. They called a special session without giving an agenda. Then they gave an agenda which was never followed. Then they gave the Prime Minister an opportunity to give 4 long speeches with a lot of repetitive things in it. Then they spent 2 days doing photo shoots and capturing dramatic visuals of the Prime Minister from the old Parliament to the new Parliament. Then they invited celebrities to tour the Parliament as if it's some, I don't know, tourist attraction or something. Then they brought in a bill without any notice and passed it in 2 days, the women's reservation bill. The bill that was passed will not even be implemented till the year 2029 or ever. Oh, and cherry on top, before we forget, MP Ramesh Biduri of the BJ party decided to use the choicest of filthy language live in Parliament while giving a speech against his Muslim colleague. I'm not going to show you that clip because I don't want that filth on my channel. It's weird, no? I mean, this channel has been covering Parliament for the last, 4 days, 5 days, and I am telling you right now that I will not show you that something that happened in Parliament because it's too disgusting to have on this channel. Ramesh Biduri used extremely filthy, choicest of words against a Muslim member of Parliament. I'm not going to tell you what those were because it's not worth repeating. And there were a few other MPs behind him who were laughing, and all of it was captured by Sansad TV. You know why it was captured by Sansad TV? Because they were busy censoring the opposition who was protesting about something. So they decided to show the BJP side. And on the BJP side, Ramesh Biduri's motor mouth was just spewing vomit right there. We got to see it, and now people are outraging about it. Well done, BJ party. Well done, members of Parliament. What a wonderful inauguration to a new Parliament you have given this nation. Thank you so much.